your hosts, Tommy and Paul.
Alright, we are calling Jeffrey. Here we go.
Our first call today is Jeffrey Acosta
Yes,
from
it is.
the fun city of Santa Ana, California. You know, it's
hello?
Hello, is this Jeffrey?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Jeffrey, this is Paul, Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. Got my good buddy Tommy in the studio this morning. Say hi, Tommy.
What up, brother? How you doing, man?
What up, man? Getting ready to go fishing, actually.
Oh, where you heading? Because I know you're a local boy.
He's a local boy.
I know he's
Yeah,
local.
I'm right here in Orange County. I'm about to hit Tri-City and probably Laguna Lake today for some bass fishing.
Nice. Laguna's a good spot for bass, dude. Especially if you hit that
Yeah.
far corner.
Well, welcome to the
I'm gonna
show,
try.
Jeffrey. Thanks for coming on. We are running a bit behind this morning. My fault when Paul messes up. That's me.
Yeah.
Nobody could turn on the equipment, and
Well-
I almost missed the show today.
Yeah, Jeffrey, I was telling him, I'm like, dude, it's like when you were in high school and, when the teacher doesn't show up, you're like, bye. So I almost left too. I was like, peace. But, yeah, so.
I was actually loading the rods right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, so you're from my neck of the woods, man. I grew up in Santa Ana, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, that's my old neck of the woods, brother.
I love Santa Ana because I grew up in Norwalk, which is very similar to Santa Ana.
Actually, it is. I have family from Norwalk. It's very similar.
It's very similar. It's very similar. But you know what? Santa Ana, bro. Like,
Yep.
it is
Can't
what
compare it.
No, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's the heart of Orange County, bro.
Yes, sir.
Well,
That's
yeah.
it.
I mean, my LA County is kind of hard to compete with. Like, if it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about like areas that are rough.
You know what though?
Okay, so LA County has Norwalk, Almani, Linwood, and it's like you have Southgate, and it's like where you want to pick. If you had to compare the Compton's mix in with that.
Yeah.
But
So,
Santa Ana, you can't. Because Santa Ana's like, you
That's
name
what-
the streets, not the cities, you know?
Yeah. Like, I mean, Santa Ana, there's like, I mean, that's just it. Like, what's the next city over? Fountain Valley? The next one's like Costa Mesa? Like, dude, Santa Ana,
Yeah.
man.
No, I get it, but we're happy to have you on the show. We love having people on
Yeah, thanks.
that are local because we do head out and go fishing with them.
Yes, sir.
And
Cool.
you are part of a DFA, the Death from Above group, which we just joined. We're happy to be there.
Yep.
And so we haven't gone out yet, but we actually do have
One
more.
of those guys, trip out. One of those guys is actually my neighbor.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he lives down the street. I don't know what his name is. He's an Asian guy, though, but he's like literally my neighbor because I live in Orange right now, and I live right
Okay.
next to the Longfin, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's a good one.
he posted like a picture, you know, and I was like, wait a minute, that's my backyard. And he's like, wait a minute, that's my backyard, you know? And I was like, cool, you know? So we're supposed to hook up sometime and check it out to the sea and stuff.
Heck yeah, dude.
That's perfect. Yeah, Marco from Death from Above is actually our like call waiting. He said if people, it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes people will miss their call.
Yeah.
And he's like, just when that happens, just call me. So I was like, perfect. So and
Cool.
last week somebody did actually miss their appointment, but I didn't let Marco know
Because you're a moron.
well, he was on the previous week, and I let him know after the show that I was trying to call him, and he was like, "Oh, dude, I didn't even know whose phone number that was." And I was like, "Well, just next time we might do it." But the idea behind the radio show and podcast is to spread happiness through the world through the joys of fishing. And you sent in a photo, and we talked a bit online through Messenger, and I understand you have a family of fishing buddies. I believe it's your sons, and so
Yeah.
You take the kids out, and I believe if I was reading right, you take some of the neighbor kids out and stuff like that, and take them fishing and do stuff with them and whatnot, right?
Yeah, we also go to like local lakes and we find like whoever's dragging along, like less fortunate kids, and we ask them to tag along all the time, and that's how we get rid of all my bait.
Dude, you know what? You know what?
I can, doing, brother. You know.
I can get
That's
behind
awesome.
that,
Thank
dude.
you for doing
I can
that.
get behind that, man. That's an awesome deal. Because you know what? A lot of those, and coming from that neck of the woods, a lot of kids don't do that, dude. And you know what? They need to stay out of trouble, because the trouble is around every corner over there, bro.
Yeah. And I was one of those troublemakers that changed my life around. You know what I'm saying? It's actually like. It's actually very exciting for me in my life.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so was I, dude. I used to, my old area was like around, Eddinger and Rate, and like, and so like,
mine's 17th and Main.
Yeah, see, so you're further up, but like, we used to, it wasn't until like we started fishing and stuff that I started going out with some buddies, and we used to go hit up like Centennial Park and what was the other one? Thornton Park and stuff like that. I mean, then I started, snapping out of it, because before then I was a little punk.
I've actually tried to fish Centennial.
It's an easy park to fish. It's not that bad.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard up there because it has a big lip, towards like once you're 10 feet in, it just dives in,
Yeah, but once you get it, you get it.
I saw the cormorants there, so I'm like, oh, there's fishing here. They're eating something, so I'm gonna fish that, because I was following the birds. I didn't catch anything that day, but I had a pole in the car, and so I didn't have any bait, so I had to use like live bait or anything. Yeah. So I was using like lures and plastics, and I just did it for a little bit. But I knew there were fish in there, and yes, again, we appreciate you taking people out, and we do give free stuff away. Actually, every year I give away my actual poles to the the scouts. Yeah. And so I never really have a pole of my own. I keep one.
That's what she said.
Every once in a while. Come on, Tommy. It's a family show. Tommy's already here with the jokes.
Dude, you said I don't have a pole of my own, and I said, yeah, that's what she said. That's all I said. How could I not?
I caught it.
Yeah, see, exactly. How could I not say that? I mean, you walk right into that.
All right, so let's hear your fish story. The idea, so the format of the show is just to tell us where you caught the fish in the photo, and that's a giant-looking trout. And I know where it is, because if you look in the background, and if you're a local, you know where that place is. So just where you caught the fish, the bait that you were using, and the size, if you were able to measure it. And you told me a little bit about what happened after that. That's a good fish, but listen, what happens after that. He doesn't have a photo of the rest of the story, and so we're gonna let Jeffrey tell his fish story.
Okay, so what happened was I went with my it was a good friend of mine, right? Mm-hmm. One of my homeboys, I should say, that I grew up with, and he's never been fishing, so he's like, I want to go fishing with you. I see how excited you get, right? So I'm like, let's go to Santa Ana River Lakes, right?
That's it.
I'm trying to like show him the works, Mm-hmm. So we're fishing, and I don't know if you guys follow YouTube a lot, but that day was the Okuma tournament, right? Mm-hmm. So it was like a big old tournament going around, and we didn't know what was happening, And J1 Fishing, which is an Asian guy, he has a big YouTube channel. He comes up and he's next to me, and I'm like, oh shit, oh my God, I know you, And he's looking at me like I'm a weirdo, Yeah. So he eventually tells me that I got bit, because I was on my truck, Yeah. And he's like, you got bit. So the first time I got bit, I lost it. Mm-hmm. I set the reel, and I was too late, and I was reeling it in. And I told myself, you know what? I'm just going to leave it there just in case he bites back. Mm-hmm. And, as soon as I put the pole down, he bit, and I reeled him in, Mm-hmm. And then after that, we caught, like, 2 more fishes, and then it was weigh-in time, right? Yeah. So once we weighed in time, I won some prizes because, how they give you tickets.
Yeah, they give you all sorts of stuff,
So I won, I won a pole holder. I won an Akuma reel.
Nice.
It was pretty cool, And then my phone died, and I go back. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, fishing session ain't over till like 4 o'clock right here, right? So I'm like, let's go back. So I go back, and we were about to come reel in, and 9-pounder. It was like 9 pound, 6 ounces, I think. He bit my thing, dude, and I reeled him in, and we brought him home.
Oh,
took like 5 minutes because it was a 4-pound test line, and like. I'm just barely starting, going lower and lower, where eventually I'm just going to fish nothing but 2 pound,
Yeah.
but it was exciting. It was my personal best, you know.
That's so you awesome. Got a 9-pound trout, rainbow trout. They stock that place.
They have
catfish.
One,
they have trout.
Yeah,
and they have other fish in there too. I've never caught.
They got bluegill, and bass.
Yeah, and they also have tilapia every once in a while too.
Oh, I think we pulled the tilapia up.
Felix.
Yeah, they stock them together. They stock them when they stock catfish. So right now they're stocking them.
Yeah, dude. So that picture right there, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know that area fairly well. That area looks like Levitt's Corner.
Yeah, it was right in back of Christie's Pond, and I caught it on.
Levitt's Corner.
Caught him. Yeah, I caught both fish actually on Drew Lucky Minnows.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So from Drew Drew's Custom Baits.
Drew Custom Baits.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah, we know Drew real well, dude. Drew's a good friend of ours.
Yeah, I know Drew real good. He's a friend of mine too. I know him, and that's pretty much all I fish is his stuff. You know, that's most of the stuff that's been good for me. You know.
Nice. Yeah, last time
That's good. It's time for a good commercial because you talked about Drew, and Drew's a good friend of ours. For those of us who are listening, Drew's Custom Baits.
Yeah.
It has a full line of his bass.
He's got some bass, trout, panfish stuff.
Trout, panfish. Yeah. Drew'sCustomBaits.com.
Yeah.
You can follow him on Facebook. We do put him in our monthly subscription boxes.
Yep. We're going to try to put him in next month's boxes,
And we have a trout box that we put together. Our prices on our boxes are $19 a month, and they are a subscription. You could cancel anytime, so if you just want the one box, a lot of times.
But they do come with a $40 value. $40 plus.
Yes.
Value.
And you could cancel anytime if you just want the one box. Usually people start with anybody that comes on our website, outsidertacklebox.com, gets 45% off. They just click the button that is on the homepage. If you just want the one just try out the box, you could cancel as soon as you receive it. Because we're that confident in the box that we know you'll like what you get, and then you could decide from there.
But yeah, no, Drew's Custom Baits, dude. I mean, he's.
We also have a $15 box.
Yeah.
It's actually $16 box for those of us who already have another subscription box.
Yeah. From
another company. We have a name your price is where you go and type in where you get the price that you're paying somewhere else. That's our price match at Name Your Price. That's what that really is. You can't just say, here's yours. You can't copy what other people are doing, but we have a Name Your Price, so we thought it'd be a good idea for people to just tell us what they want to pay for our box.
Yeah.
And so that's outsidertacklebox.com. We have Jeffrey Acosta sharing with us his personal best that he caught in Santa Ana, California. He caught a 9-pound.
No, it's actually it's not Santa Ana, California. He's from Santa Ana, California.
Santa Ana River Lakes is where he caught the fish. It's a 9-pound rainbow trout. So
not in the picture, but his personal best was a 9-pounder.
Yeah.
My the biggest fish I've ever caught there at Santa Ana was I caught it over at Sandy Beach, and it was right this past Christmas, right around that time, and I caught it was 6.5 over there. That was the biggest one I've caught there. So that thing was, and they're fun. They're fun, man. That place is awesome.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, Jeffrey. Please come back on anytime. Send us in the photos. We are going to send you a
little gift bag.
A gift bag for coming on the photo, so you could share that with your fishing buddies. I know you take your family out. I'm sure we'll be seeing you. Tommy and I fish quite often at the Santa Ana River Lakes. I always give Tommy, a bit of a hard time when he wants to go to Santa Ana, because to me, driving to like Azusa or 6-hour drive for me is like nothing. Like let's go to the Sierra. So when he says Santa Ana, I'm like, dude, I don't really like that place. I always tell him that. But Santa Ana River Lakes stocks trout. There is fish in there. And we don't even know anybody.
You know the only reason, Jeff.
They stock like maybe like 5 to 10,000 a week every Thursday.
Oh yeah. And see, here's the problem, Jeff. The reason he hates that place, or he complains about it, not really hates it, but he complains, is because he doesn't catch fish there.
That's true.
In all due respect, he doesn't catch fish anywhere.
So that's true. But mostly there, I don't even get a bite. Like when I go. There's been a handful of times where I don't even pull out my pole. Like I bring my fishing gear, but I bring beer, and
dude,
then
you
I
give up before you even start.
Well,
that's the best part, dude. By 8 o'clock, you're already wasted.
Oh,
yeah,
totally. That's my favorite part.
Fishing.
But he gives up. Like, he's already, like, he pulls up and he's like, dude, I'm not going to catch anything. And I'm like, dude, that's a wrong kind of attitude to have, bro.
I just start drinking.
Yeah, he just pulls out and starts drinking. Like, sometimes he just rolls out of the car, but it's fine. I mean,
I'm not. We drink in the morning, but I don't. I'm not drinking too much because we're trying to get ready for our summer fat body.
Are you trying to tell everybody that you're not an alcoholic? I drink all the time, just not all.
I stop after the show, because I got a family, I got kids.
That's how I keep my curvy figure, bro. My beer and food intake keeps my curvy figure.
I have my few in the morning, like Saturday morning is my beer session. And then I go home and do the family thing after we're done with all this stuff.
But hey, Jeff, please message us or DM us and whatnot. We'll get in contact, bro. I wouldn't.
If we're available, we'll go out. We go there a lot.
I would not mind fishing with you at all, brother. I mean, it would be a blast, man. I would have a great time doing that. And then, like you said, today you're heading over to Tri-City and then Laguna, right?
You might just run into them one day because those are the places
we're over
that
at
we
Laguna
go.
all the time. Yeah. I mean, I ran into.
We go weekly.
Yeah, we ran into a
just
couple
yesterday.
fans.
We went to the Wedge.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, we went.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I could do some bass fishing later today.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. We have another caller, and we have to move on. But we're gonna upload this thing. It's available anywhere you listen to your podcasting. It's Outsider Tackle Box Fishing Podcast. Yep. On iTunes, it's on iHeartRadio and Spotify, Google Play, a bunch of places. So for everybody who's following us, they're going to hear your fish story. So thank you very much.
Internet famous.
And we will be in contact with you from all of us here at Outsider Tackle Box. Tight lines.
Tight lines, brother. Have a great Saturday, and hopefully we run into you. If not, hit us a call, give us a message, and we'll meet up or something someday.
All right, then sounds good, man. You guys have a good one, and thanks again.
All right, man. Good luck, man.
Your mailing information on Messenger so we can send you the free stuff.
Hit up Paul on the Messenger, and we'll send you some stuff, man.
Okay.
All right, take care, brother. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.